be one or the other. They tend to be these sort of like, and you'd be like, why wouldn't that guy just break Tom Hanks in half? Or, they tend to be so, sort of sensitive that you can't imagine they would be this action hero. And Jim Sturgis did an extraordinary job making them both very believable.
So how hard was it? I know. How hard was it for you guys functionally to make it work? I mean, there's a lot going on. You're shooting 2 different movies. You're shooting 6 different movies, but you're shooting separately, and yet you're cutting it together, and then you're in the editing room. Was that
we're prepping it together?
Figure out how to do all this before you started, or
No, it was more organic. I mean, we're the type of filmmakers who go into the process with love in our heart, and we embrace the idea of film as a communal project. It's a social art form. And so if you have our 2 units separately and then combine them because we're approaching filmmaking from a similar philosophy, everything was able to gel fairly easily. I mean, and it didn't seem like maybe that could be the case, as a department from, the DP to the production designer to the costume designer. I mean, they all sort of took their cue from us, and, we had written the script together and started planning the pre-production together, and, we got everybody in the room and say, okay, guys, play nice.
It was a really
they did.
beautiful, because we were like, okay, we're getting married. We're going to be this threesome. And then we kind of had this big, giant group marriage where we had all of the department heads said, okay, you guys are going to play together, and you guys are going to be together, and you're going to... And it was a testament to the wonderful people we work with that they leapt to it, and they the costume designers began immediately like, oh, well, we can do this. I had this idea. How about this? The DPs poured over books together, and I think the texture and the life of the film is related to how many amazing artists are working on it and participating in it.
Of course, they all come together for you all. I mean, that's a big part of it. You guys have managed over the last 15 years to make films that on a scale and at an artistic demand level that other people just haven't even tried.
Aww,
even some of the great
that's
people.
That's very sweet of you.
Okay. But no, it's true, don't?
We think so.
So are you all going to be less shy now? Is that the new...
No.
No? You're not going to come out and have a longer conversation?
It's an exception. I dragged them in here. I brought them with
maybe.
me.
But,
it's not that we... sometimes I'm afraid that people think that it was a judgment about the process or the people out there or the press, and it was never that. We just really love anonymity, and we're giving it up for a lot of reasons, some personal. I have a responsibility, I feel, to a GLBT community, and my brother is very supportive, and he's been very supportive. So, and then this movie is special to us, and we love it so much, and we want people to see it, and we hope that it helps inspire other filmmakers to try to make really adult, large-scale cinema, because we want to go to those movies too. We want to see, we don't want the thing that we love about cinema to continue to contract and shrink, which is sort of where it's heading.
Well, also, it's, I have so many who wants to talk endlessly about themselves.
Oh my God!
Who wants to? Why do I have to? Okay, I got to write the movie. I got to make the movie. Now I got to sit with you and explain it to you. Why can't you do some of the work?
But there's a romantic. There's so much good stuff to talk about that it feels like that you have been part of a community that and giving so much and made so many people think about so many different things, and then not been there for the conversation. It's almost like Kubrick, who I love to death, is still my favorite guy of all time, but I wish I had a chance to sit down with a guy and talk to him.
And here's one other thing about it. Because it's a communal art form, the people who are... I'm not solely responsible for what the movie is. It's like... The people who are making the movie are, the actors, the costume designer, the production designer. They're all putting ideas into the film. So I can't totally, if I'm the one who's saying what the movie is and what it's about. It's limiting what the actual real definition is. And so I don't think that, I mean, maybe it's an excuse, but...
So that statement is as important as any definition that you might give a movie.
Right.
The unwillingness to give that definition. I mean, Haneke, talk to him about his movies, and you get nothing. I mean, he will not talk about the complexities. He actually talks more about it because it's not as tricky, I guess, as some of the other work. But it's, I completely respect filmmakers' reasons not to talk or to define their work for everybody. But at the same time, it's kind of like this well of movie love that you kind of want to dig into every once in a while.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, we get it. I mean, we're developing some relationships, and it's not like we're gonna go off into Siberia again. But
yeah, it's fair to say
If we're going to go develop relationships with other people.
it's fair to say that when we were young,
Are we leaving?
We are.
Okay.
we were young, and we read Cahiers du Cinema, it was formational. So we understand the significance of engaging with the artists. And when I read
Are we going to this other room?
everything
I read the other
that
one, yes.
Roy Anderson has done, and that's been, I've loved it. Even though he doesn't do a lot, I love his little strange documentaries that he's done. And they've given me an access to his work that I didn't have before. But we do, every artist fears somebody trying to say this is the definition, this is the categorization of their